Part 9, Feedforward and Feedback Model. So far we discussed the feedforward model, where the presence of a pair of stimulus points creates a musical tone. That tone, in turn, creates a field around those 2 points, highlighting points that are consonant with them. So here we see a grid of points all at the same separation and thus frequency as the original pair of points. This whole grid is suggested by the presence of these 2 points. But there are other alternatives. For example, this equilateral triangle thing is also consistent with these 2 points. But these 2 patterns are kind of rivalrous because they can't coexist with each other. Here's the superimposed both patterns at the same time. But if we now add 1 dot here, that excludes the possibility of the square grid pattern and reinforces the equilateral triangle interpretation and changes the whole field around the model. Other sorts of feedback that would be expected from a feedback model is that when you have a linear resonance between 2 feature points, then this resonance will tend to expand outward at right angles to the original line by the same principle as Huygens' principle. A line of point sources propagates as a wave at right angles to the line. So from a triangle, we would expect the linear resonances between the features and then waves propagating at right angles to those lines inwards towards a center, and they reflect off each other at the center and propagate back out again. So the triangle resonates in and out between its perimeter and its center of symmetry. The same kind of feedback would be expected to propagate outward from the triangle, and this kind of propagation would account for the Gestalt grouping between features. And we see a propensity for this kind of symmetry and periodicity in art and ornament. Another kind of feedback we would expect from a linear resonance is seen in the harmonics of a vibrating string. In a full harmonic model, there would also be responses at higher harmonics. For instance, this interval here would be harmonious with its higher harmonic. Because this higher harmonic splits the interval into 2 equal intervals. This is not the only harmonious tone. There's also one to be found out over here, which is harmonious with the fundamental. It's the third, because they divide the interval into 3 equal units. And likewise, if we move this one to 1/4, this one to 1/2, and this one to 3/4, we get the 4th harmonic harmony. So in the feedback model, that would correspond to this linear resonance revealing its higher harmonics up to a certain level. And this is very reminiscent of these Chladni figure patterns. Mary Waller in 1961 recognized the resemblance of these patterns to ornamental patterns in human ornament. Here are some patterns of ornament from a number of different cultures and periods. Part 10, the Grassfire Algorithm and Harmonic Gestalt.